My guest is Bernard Mornah. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Maybe I can say His Excellency as well. How are you doing?
Aborted Excellency.
Please, if you can raise the microphone up a little bit.
Aborted Excellency.
One is asking, why are you here?
So that we will be able to cause the needed change that Ghana deserves. The MPP over the past 8 years have undermined every institution in this country. They have created massive unemployment among the young people. They have corrupted every noble institution of this country, and they have undermined progress of our nation to the extent that things that were functional before President Akufo-Addo came into office have all been taken away. It's important that all well-meaning Ghanaians will run for change, and that is why when the PNC chose me as their presidential candidate, we offered policy alternatives to what the MPP has decided to do. Unfortunately, the MPP and the Electoral Commission connived to get me out of the ballot, and therefore the party took a decision last week that if we are not on the ballot, in terms of policy alignment, the NDC policies were closer to the PNC, and that because of the manner the MPP has dirtied the nation, undermined every fabric of our society, it's important that we join them. So we are here, not just me alone. The national chairman is here, the general secretary is here, the national youth...
I think I saw the running mate as well.
The running mate is here. Everybody of the PNC, the National Executive Committee members are all here. And together, we have made it a point that we are here to tell the rank and file of our party that we desire change. John Dramani Mahama represents the change that we want, and therefore that is what we are preaching, and we are hopeful that in the end the people of Ghana will hit the call for us to sweep out the MPP to bring about a new leader that will ensure that our nation is magnified and not depreciated.
You have been part of the campaign throughout, not on the ticket of the NDC but on the PNC ticket as well. But you have also observed the NDC 16 regions, the 276 of Ghana as well. What indication do you pick as far as this party is concerned?
Well, as you are aware, since last week Wednesday that we declared support for the NDC presidential candidate.
So it was actually last week Wednesday?
Last week Wednesday. We have been on tour, campaigning everywhere for the NDC presidential candidate. I was in the Upper East region, I was in the Northern region, I was in the Upper West region. I did some tours with John Dramani Mahama in the Greater Accra region. And as of yesterday, we were in the Ashanti region, and we saw the depreciation of our nation. We saw that contrary to the claim that roads have been developed in this country, we had a terrible accident on our way simply because the ducks simply overwhelmed us, and before we could say jack, 3 of our cars ran over each other. It is just by the saving grace of the Almighty that we are here this morning, and the response for change is overwhelming. So I am just wondering how it is going to be, and I just want to use even my family. My wife is going to vote, and as she left home this afternoon to go to her mother's place, she called me and said it's like I took a good decision by declaring for John Mahama, because the PNC colors are almost like the NDC except the black, and that anywhere she went, my children were in the car and they were asking why is it only NDC that is campaigning? Because everywhere a Yezu, a Yeza, and to the extent that people even start shouting too direct a Yezu, too sure a Yezu. To that extent, it means that look, the rank and file of our party has accepted. In fact, when people say Eyoku, then other will come and say Eyemibe, Eyemikube. So clearly, look, people have rhymed with the change that is coming, and once change is in the air, it is our chance to grab it. As Kennedy Japan will say, change needs Ghana. It is not Ghanaians that need change. So let's offer the opportunity for change to come in.
What policy proposal being captured by the NDC in their manifesto interests you, and you think that this is going to change the facet here in Ghana as well?
Oh no, we have said that the people of Ghana are looking for jobs. The MPP has come and they have undermined job creation in this country.
They have created 2.6 million jobs.
No, that is by talk. The reality is that they laid off people in the financial sector. The reality is that majority of people that were working in other places are no more in jobs. Majority of teachers have actually gone out of the shores of this country. Majority of nurses have actually left the shores of this country. And clearly you can see that the rate of unemployment is rather on the high and not on the decline. If unemployment rate is on the high, then you can imagine the absolute numbers of unemployment that we are talking about here. So if there is a policy or a program that says that we will run a 24-hour economy where those who want to work in the night, those who want to work in the middle of the night can work and up to dawn, then those who want to work in the daytime can take over, then that provides opportunity and income for the majority of the Ghanaian people. And once incomes begin to augment, you will see that even crime will come down, people's confidence will rise, and our understanding of what democracy is will grow. And so this policy of ensuring that every opportunity is provided for our young people to get job is super, is just, and it requires our potential to endorse them.
Corruption is all right currently under this administration. And this was something that was smeared against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama prior to the 2016 elections. But currently what we say is even in excess. But of course, the NDC is promising the oral, that is the operation recover or loot as well. Is that a possible thing to do, and how do you react to that?
Well, I don't know why you people decide to embellish stealing. This is daylight thievery. What we are witnessing today is not corruption. It's actually thievery. Daylight stealing. They are stealing our wealth. They are taking away what belongs to us. They are touching the wealth of our nation under their beds, and you call it corruption. How is that corruption? Ministers of state can keep billions of dollars under their beds. When you know that touching dollars under your bed means that you are creating scarcity, it will actually depreciate the value. You call that corrupt. You can't call it bribery. This is daylight stealing. They are stealing. Amejo. They are stealing. So if they are stealing, how do you come and say that is corruption? And when you steal and you are caught, what do? Thieves are beaten. Thieves are incarcerated. Thieves, when they steal and we cut them, we take away what they have stolen. So all the wealth that the MPP has stolen from everything that we know Keno Forata and all the people have done, we must get them back. And that is why we support the Operation Recover or Loot Oral by the NDC. You know, we cannot allow people whose understanding of policies is too weak and too meager to come and steal the wealth of our nation. Their children will grow up thinking that their parents were hardworking. Time to recover all the loot. It is time to recover all the things that they have stolen. And so when the NDC say that Operation Recover or Loot, any reasonable and rational Ghanaian who is desirous of seeing that the wealth of our nation is used for the collective good of our people, for that purpose.
I know you are a media-friendly type. We saw what happened quite recently at the studios of Metro TV. The rumble style with which some armed uniformed men tried to break into the studios of Metro TV. And of course, there were other series of media blackouts. We are yet to even prosecute one person for the murder of Ahmed Swale. I mean, under a president that is described to be a human rights activist as well. I am asking this because I am a media person as well. Now, do you see John Mahama giving that hope back to the media people, including yourself, who is a media friendly type?
John Mahama's expertise is communication, and therefore he understands what it is to have a media friendly environment. He has been vice president before. We saw what he did. There were promotion of media freedoms. It was not just a talk shop. It was an opportunity to ensure that, look, the people rise up. And to the extent that John Mahama is coming back, I am confident that the media place will be fluid, there will be dynamism, and there will be above all a sense of assurance that journalists can perform their duties without let or hindrance. Look, what happened to Metro TV, Randy Abbey, and all the people in that place is an eyesore. In this modern day, you don't break into a live program in that manner. If you think that there was something untoward, go to the court and ensure that the court is done. Even the MPP with the bastardized judicial system, they themselves don't believe that the court should be used to do what is needful. How can we, the citizens, trust in the efficacy of the court? So I think that what we can do as Ghanaians is to ensure that we clear the MPP in order to restore sanity into the media space, to ensure that every Ghanaian has the opportunity to speak what is right and what is just, and speak truth to the authorities that be.
I'm grateful. Your final words quickly before we take leave of you.
It is time to vote out the MPP. It's time to vote in John Dramani Mahama. I have no doubt that the victory will be resounding on 7th December. I have gone around the 16 regions of this country, and anywhere we go, change is in the air. It is our time to grab that change.
I'm grateful. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So there you had the flag bearer of the PNC also speaking to us. And of course, I saw one of the shirts with the inscription PNC endorses John Mahama. And as he mentioned, that last week, Wednesday, they did that officially. So PNC is in support of the candidature of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So the program is still ongoing.